Where's Alexander Usyk, the rabbit? Usyk! You're next, little bitch! You're next!
Trash talk dominates the boxing world, and bad behavior often brings in the big bucks. But Vergil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu are about to break the mold. Stick around to find out how. Welcome to the fans' most anticipated fight, Tszyu versus Ortiz. This fight promises to be an all-out war, non-stop action with fight of the year potential.
I already know how it's gonna go down. It's gonna be World War II.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. steps into the ring undefeated. 21 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, and an astounding 21 knockouts. A perfect knockout record. Then we have Tim Tszyu, boasting 24 wins, 1 loss, and 0 draws, with 17 of those victories coming by knockout.
You boys finish your little honeymoons and get back in the gym and start training. I'm coming for all of you, every single one of you.
While Ortiz holds a significant power advantage with a 100% KO rate compared to Tszyu's 71%, don't count Tszyu out just yet. Ortiz Jr. at 26 is 3 years younger than Tszyu and stands an inch taller. However, Tszyu counters with a 2-inch reach advantage. Both fighters are orthodox, but Ortiz Jr. is less experienced professionally, having 4 fewer fights. He debuted in 2016, just 4 months before Tszyu, and has fought 71 fewer rounds compared to Tszyu's 141. In the rankings, Ortiz Jr. is ranked number 1 by WBA and number 7 by WBO at super welterweight. Tszyu, on the other hand, is ranked number 1 by WBO, 4 by the IBF, and 2 by Ring in the 154-pound division. Ortiz Jr. remains a force you should pay attention to, undefeated as professional, stopping his last 5 opponents. His last fight saw him knock out Thomas Delorme in the first round.
So that's good shot to the body!
Before that, he took out Frederick Lawson by technical knockout, also in the first round at Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. He had previously beaten Michael McKinson by technical knockout in the 9th round during the WBA Super World Welterweight Eliminator fight.
Has the tower up. They're trying to stop the fight.
Ortiz Jr.'s streak of dominance continued with an 8th-round TKO victory over Agitas Kavalauskas and a 7th-round TKO victory against Maurice Hooker. Ortiz is a fighter who doesn't just win, he demolishes his opponents. Tszyu, on the other hand, has won 4 of his last 5 fights, stopping 2 of his opponents and going the distance twice. He's aiming to return to the title stage following his only career defeat, which came in a valiant and gritty effort against Sebastian Fundora. This blood-soaked bout came on less than 2 weeks' notice. Tszyu was initially set to fight with Keith Thurman, but had to switch gears to face the towering 6'6" Fundora in just 11 days' notice. Despite suffering a deep gash on his hairline from an accidental elbow in round 2, Tszyu initially handled the drastic style switch well. His resilience and ability to adapt under pressure were on full display. No doubt, the brutal cut impacted his vision, but Tszyu charged forward relentlessly against Fundora. Fundora, who suffered a broken nose in the opening round, ultimately won by a split decision, and claimed the WBO and vacant WBC titles and snatched Tszyu's spot as the ring's number 1 rated junior middleweight. Now, Tszyu is back, ready to clash with the dangerous Vergil Ortiz, who boasts a deadly 100% knockout ratio. Ortiz made a powerful statement in his 154-pound debut, obliterating Frederick Lawson with a first-round TKO, and marked his return since 2022 after being sidelined by rhabdomyolysis, a severe condition caused by muscle breakdown. Before his grueling fight with Fundora, Tszyu dominated Brian Mendoza with a unanimous decision win after a vicious first-round knockout against Carlos Ocampo in the WBO Interim World Junior Middleweight Championship bout. Before that, Tszyu showcased his power by defeating Tony Harrison with a 9th-round TKO in the WBO Interim World Junior Middleweight Championship fight. He also secured a unanimous decision victory over Terrell Gosha in a grueling 12-round battle. When it comes to recent activity, Tszyu has been a busier fighter compared to Ortiz Jr. Vergil Ortiz last stepped into the ring 3 months and 7 days ago, while Tszyu's last bout was 4 months and 4 days ago. Ortiz Jr.'s last 5 fights span over 3 years, 4 months and 14 days, averaging a fight every 8 months and 3 days. Across these bouts, he's fought a total of 26 rounds, averaging 5.2 rounds per fight. Tszyu, on the other hand, has had his last 5 fights over a shorter period of 2 years, 4 months and 8 days, averaging a fight every 5 months and 21 days. In these bouts, he's fought a total of 46 rounds, averaging 9.2 rounds per fight. From the records, it seems that Tim Tszyu isn't just riding on the coattails of his legendary father Kostya Tszyu. He's carving out his own legacy in the ring. Unlike his father's explosive style, Tim takes a more calculated approach. His jab may not be a lightning bolt, but it's a relentless piston, controlling range and disrupting his opponent's rhythm. Like a metronome of punches, each one forcing his opponent to retreat, inch by inch. Tszyu's steady jab isn't a show, it's a calculated tool to corner his opponent against the ropes. Once his opponent is against the ropes, his game truly begins. He employs smart framing techniques, using his arms and body positioning to create blind spots and openings. Like watching a sculptor at work, his opponent becomes his clay. Tszyu uses his forearms to obscure his opponent's vision, then dips or sways to unleash devastating hooks and uppercuts. A blend of calculated aggression, maximizing damage while minimizing risk. With 25 fights under his belt, Tszyu has faced a variety of styles, honing his boxing IQ and adaptability. He can shift his strategy mid-fight, making him a complex puzzle for any opponent. However, his first professional loss has raised questions. Was it just a fluke, or does it reveal a vulnerability? Can his chin withstand the power of a knockout artist like Ortiz?
Papa, как тебе? Все нормально?
Ortiz's youth and power makes him a dangerous contender. His aggressive style forces his opponents to fight on his terms, often leading to early finishes. However, his aggressive approach can sometimes leave him open to counters, a vulnerability Tszyu might exploit with precise methodical style. But don't forget, Vergil Ortiz Jr. isn't a run-of-the-mill boxer. He's a force of nature, a buzzsaw tearing through opponents with ferocious intensity, a relentless whirlwind puncher, constantly on the attack, suffocating his fighters with unyielding pressure. In the heart of the storm, Ortiz thrives, unleashing hooks and uppercuts with lightning speed and bone-crushing power. His flawless KO record speaks volumes. Nearly every victory is a spectacular display of dominance. Opponents crumble under the sheer force of his onslaught. But beneath his aggressive facade lies a growing tactical brilliance. While his instinct is to overwhelm, Ortiz is honing a more strategic approach. He is learning to pick his shots, set traps, and exploit weaknesses with surgical precision. It's a thrilling evolution that adds a dangerous new edge to his already formidable arsenal. Yet there's a lingering question mark surrounding Ortiz. His recent absence from the ring. Will he shake off the rust and maintain his conditioning against Tszyu's relentless pressure? Can his stamina endure against a fighter known for grinding down his opponents methodically? Here's what might happen.
Everybody told me that over there in Australia, nobody thinks Tim Tszyu has a chance against Vergil.
Wow.
I swear.
This fight is a classic clash. Experience versus raw power. Tszyu, the seasoned campaigner, will lean on his technical finesse and ring savvy. Expect him to assert control with his jab, probing for openings and countering with surgical precision. A game plan built on calculated aggression, aiming to inflict maximum damage while minimizing risk. In the opposite corner, Ortiz represents the new guard, a whirlwind of unbridled power. He's likely to unleash an onslaught, heedless of consequence, aiming to overwhelm Tszyu with sheer force. Each punch will be a sledgehammer, capable of ending the fight in an instant. Tszyu's chin will be tested, and his resilience will be pushed to the brink. As the rounds progress, expect the fight to evolve into a cerebral battle of fists. The victor will be the one who dictates the tempo and range. If Tszyu utilizes his footwork to stay elusive and land precise counters, he could get a chance. But if Ortiz's relentless pressure traps him against the ropes and exposes a weakness, it might be Tszyu's second successive defeat. That's what we think, but what do you think? Can Tszyu's experience and technical acumen outsmart Ortiz's raw power and aggression? Will Ortiz's conditioning endure Tszyu's relentless onslaught? Or will fatigue set in? More importantly, can Tszyu withstand the thunderous blows from a knockout artist like Ortiz? We bet only the ring will have the answer to these burning questions. One thing's for sure, while Ortiz might pack more explosive power, Tszyu's calm and composed approach in the ring is a formidable weapon. This clash is set to be an absolute thriller, the crown jewel of the card. It promises a can't-miss action-packed fight, and a potential slugfest that'll test both men. For Ortiz, it's a huge step up, and for Tszyu, it's a daring return to the spotlight. It's not just titles on the line, destinies are at stake. But before you rush to grab that overpriced pay-per-view, smash that like button harder than Ortiz lands his right hook. Subscribe for more intense fight breakdowns. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Who do you think will come out on top? Let's hear your thoughts. And let's get this fight started. Virtually, of course.